Now, guys, whoa, I'm just going to cut this piece here. Okay, so then I can do some modeling for where the track is going to go down here. So I have to cut this piece here, yeah? So what I'm going to do before I do that is I'll just remove this, most of this track here, so that it doesn't get full of wood shavings. Everything can be vacuumed later. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I don't worry about stuff like that. It can be vacuumed. You should know me by now. Never mess with your eyes. Especially I do photography. I never take chances with my eyes cutting anything. Okay, let's cut this, see what happens. The good thing is you won't hear the language with the noise of the cutter. Good quality batteries on these. Oh Lord. Second battery. That didn't last long, did it? After being out in the garage, that's what the cold does to batteries. Okay, try it. Now, well, that's a rough cut, as you can see, guys. What I got to do then is just stick this piece of track down back loosely, just to see if I have the clearance I want. Let's see. Now you're seeing it's a very rough way of doing it. I'm not going to do it all perfect and show you it's finished perfect. I want to show you as a guy, maybe out in the garage with his kids, wants to make a track up, can make it, worry about perfection later. Now that'll be raised up here. That's how you hurt your toes. Very good. Let's use this piece. Okay, so now we have our downhill section, yeah? That's going to look okay. Now we have enough clearance here. We can, I'm thinking of making some of my polystyrene ceiling tiled wall along here, yeah? So that's what I'll do with that. First of all, I'll put some pieces of wood in here, and then I'll put the polystyrene wall. Now what I have to do is you can see I have a piece. Let me just move the camera a little bit. Bear with me, come on over here and I'll show you. So, now just move that piece out. So I have a piece of wood here. I'm going to flick you around. Hold on, I'll flick you guys around. It's easier for me. Oh, look at all that dust on this track. Oh my God, it'll be on the car tires. Oh God. Anyway, so now we have our downhill section coming around. There will be some blocks going across here, like this. Some bracing blocks at a general height, not that high. It'll be down here about. And then my baseboard will go on top of that. And we'll get the OSB board bending down the hill. Now, for this section here, I need to add wood needs to go here. So this whole piece, it can't be one piece of wood. I'll try it with one piece of wood. If I can't, let me zoom back. I'm very bit this side. It's a messy mess. I'm not sure if one piece of wood will go on here, and maybe we can bend the wood and get it to flex down. I think it possibly might, because the wood I'm using for this is about 8 mil. Maybe some pieces are 12 mil, 10 mil. I'll try and I'll measure it out with some plastic or some newspaper. I'll cut it. I'll then go into the garage and I'll cut this piece of wood. And if I can't get it to bend and screw and glue onto these cross pieces, yeah, I'll cut the wood into sections, a couple of sections, and then each section can have a tiny little bend to it, and won't even be noticeable, but it'll help the wood to get into the shape of the turn. So that's what I've done there. I just cut that shape out. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be natural. Now this piece here, I'm not happy with this piece. I'm going to just, this I don't know why, but this piece I can make a little bit more here. The plan is to have a straight wall coming down, you know, so it'll be like a wall at the side of a cliff beside a road. Have a wall here and put some modelling, some water, you know, some brown marks running down the wall. And then to be able to fit some borders in here. There's just a straight border, just to give you an example. So enough room to fit my borders in. Yeah, all around. That's why I want to cut that. You see, it's a little bit too short. But around here, your border here, and then your wall can come down to your track. So that's a little cut. I'm stuck at the moment. I've run out of wood. That's why I have these little odd pieces instead of full-size pieces. To go and get some wood tomorrow. Now you can see the downhill section. It's okay. It's okay. There's some of my crawler hills. Want to be painted. Now I'll be doing specific ones for this track now with the new design track. These ones can go on the track out in the garage. But it's just to give you an idea. You know, they're portable. They can be lifted up and moved to another room. Because inside is nothing but air. They're made with cardboard and various other things. And a crawler will go over that. Okay. What I'd like to do is I'm going to make some ones at the back here. And they're going to be higher. I'm going to bring them right up here. So they're going to be fairly high hills. And the width is about the width of the track plus borders. That's the sort of the width I want. Because I want to do slotcar stuff in here. You know, I want some of my scenery, some trees and all. So I want to be able to just lift these crawler pieces and put them on over here. When I'm finished doing crawling, take them out, put them underneath here. Job done, tidied up. Back to slotcar racing. Okay. Now, not to waste OSB board and to keep my channel as a budget channel, if you remember we had this center section of OSB. I'm going to try and cut that to fit here. So what I've done is I've made a paper template, yeah, of the piece we need to cut. I've also drew in the lines there, this where the track needs to fit, yeah. Now, draw here because there's going to be a separate straight section across here. So this piece has to come as far as here. I'm not sure if the piece I have in the garage is long enough. I could do it in 2 pieces. Let's see. So that's what I do. It's just a paper template, bits of paper. And the size is a little bit oversized. Yeah, a bit too big. Always do a bit too big. And if you haven't got it right, you can come back and trim it. You know, when I put this piece of wood on top here, I can get a marker and go underneath and get it to the exact size of this framework. So now listen, this is my way of doing it. As I said, amateur, ain't no expert carpenter. I know we have some friends on YouTube. We have Ron from So Fast Speedway. And I'm sure, So Fast Racing, and I'm sure Ron will say, nah. Ron does upholstery for cars. He knows what he's doing with stuff like this. And I'm sure we have some other guys who are pretty accomplished carpenters and stuff. But this is the way I do it. I just make a template out of paper. I'll lay the paper on top of the piece of wood out in my garage, mark the wood, cut it, bring it in here, offer it up, see how close or far, whatever, and see where I need to go from there. Now, I know this is under this, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that because this is going to start to come down. It's going to be level, but then it's going to start coming down. So I'm not bothered about that. That'll be hidden by the wall. And you have to have something to glue your wall onto anyway. So that's my way of doing it. Which ain't the perfect way, but it does the trick. As I keep saying, do it whatever way suits you. And hopefully I'll be able to reuse wood that I have from the center section. Okay, I'm going to go to the garage. I'm going to put this template on the wood and I'm going to cut the wood. I have my template on that piece of wood. It almost fits from that corner down to the end corner there. Not great a corner. A little bit short, but that's where the bend goes in. So I can work with that. So, as you can see, laid it on top of the wood, marked it with a marker, and now I know the cut I need to make. Keep this in case I need it again if this doesn't go right for any reason. And there's my cut I need to do. That's going to be a little bit bigger than it needs to be. Let's cut it, bring it in, measure up, mark it again, and do a final cut. The reason I do this is I don't want to cut anything too short, which would be bad. And we're working with one piece of wood here. I do have an emergency piece up in the attic that I can use if I need to, but I'm trying to avoid cutting that. That's a full sheet. Let's see how I get on. Let's cut this and offer it up in the house after we cut it. I won't bother showing you this. It's going to take a while. I've only got a little battery powered, cheap Parkside jigsaw. Actually here I'll cut with an orbital cutter. So I have an orbital cutter. I can cut these straight lines. I get these out of the way easy enough. Then I'll do the rest with the jigsaw. Okay, back in a while. I've just cut that piece in the garage. Now, let's see if it fits. Not much room to move around here. I'm knocking things over all the time. Where am I? Where am I? Here, this way. Okay. So this is the first rough cut, okay? So then after that, sorry, and my back is beginning to twinge. So I think enough for today. I know myself, when I feel it kicking in, I know it's time to say enough. Let me see. That angle should be right there. This angle is okay. This one here. Okay. I want to get this so it's level. And cut a bit here, cut a bit there. Okay, that's good. I'm happy with that, guys. Let's see how it looks with the track on it. So this will be enough for today because I'm not, I felt my back when I was carrying this in. I know something has gone. Hold on, I can't stretch. I have to be very careful now. Make sure everything's right there. Track is loosely fitted. No clips or anything at the moment. Just get all this sort of lined up. Okay, good. See how this looks here. Okay. Yeah. Now, give me a little piece of wood as a spacer. So there will be some pieces of wood going in there. Or will I actually lift the whole track up? Let me see. If I can lift this whole piece up maybe and get it under here like this. Now, I could do it then. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that way actually. You see, like I said to you guys, just mess about, see what you're happy with, see how it goes. Okay, so I can put the track here. I can put this piece here. Now look, how are we doing? Are we filming even? We are. Okay, let me adjust that camera so I can... Okay, I'm going to take it off this tripod for a minute. So now I've decided to put this here. Yeah, this is going to work. So now I have that sitting up. Now you look at this is a bit longer. As I said, it was a rough cut. The rough cut. And I can lay this down here and go, let me show you, because I want you to see what I'm doing, in case some people haven't done anything like this before. So there's my initial piece sitting here. Yeah. And I want to pull it across and get this piece sitting over the markings like that. Now, you notice, look, under here, it's too much. So all I do then is, I get my track base where I want it. Can I zoom back? No, I'm on the furthest. And then after looking and trying to figure where Harry put his marker. Okay, so you get your marker then. This is how I do it. I now have my marker. Okay, I know that's level there. I'm happy with this end here. Right, this is a little bit over. I just mark along underneath. Right, follow my board along, marking all the time. Now I don't know how good this marker is, but anyway, let's see if it marked it. And this will give us a perfect cut. I can cut this now and not worry. This piece here, I need to cut a little bit. I want it to go halfway because I want this to sit on top of this baseboard halfway, and also here on this framework. So I'm going to cut it here. Okay, now the rest in there can stay in there. It's grand, it's sitting in there. I'll be able to put my decorative wall along here now and bring it up. So now what I can do is pause this. I'll put the camera down a bit lower so you can see what I'm going to do. Okay, we're back. So I'd forgotten what my original plan was, which is better. So when I put this in just now, I said to myself, yeah, I can put blocks under here and then model around. But no, I don't need to do that. All I need to do, lift that one piece up after I cut it nice and level, lift it up, and I can join pieces of board on here. Okay, and now this is supporting the track. The track will be very well supported with this. I might have to put a few little spacers just there. The track will get glued. I'll put a spacer under here just to give this a bit of strength so it doesn't bounce. But that brings the track right down to this next section. So now we have our little downhill. Now the downhill is not as steep now. It's less steep. I don't mind that, because some of the cars without magnets with bad tyres, they're not great at coming up hills. They slide around and they're not great. So this is like a gentle downhill curve now, just enough to keep it fun, and a little bit of modelling along here. And then around to this track here. So that I am very happy with. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. So I'm just going to, as I said, I should have this mark now for cutting. Did the marker work? Yeah, there's your mark now. So you can cut that. And that'll be nice and level then. So when you put your edge pieces on your track, your little edge pieces so cars don't fall off onto the ground, you can screw your edge pieces onto the framework and bring them up to about here. I usually use skirting board, something like that, you know, something like this stuff here. Screw that on. So there we go. That's enough for today. My back is getting sore. I know I've knocked it out. I'll take it easy for a day or two. But I'm happy with how that went. And that will do me. A gentle downhill. Not as steep as I first anticipated. But that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I'm happy with that. It's perfectly okay. I have to take this wood now, go back to the garage and cut these edges nice and level before I start tacking things down. I'm not going out to the garage again today. It's dark now. We're on the dark now, so that's enough for today. Very happy with that. Cut a bit of board to fit across here. Cut a bit of framework to fit at the back. Then we got to work this piece out. And I think I'd like to put a little raised section here just to give it another little bit of character. Definitely thinking of bringing this piece up just a little bit higher, like a humpback bridge. Actually, like the Carrera hump bridge you can buy. Maybe I'll look into that. That's a 4-piece bridge, isn't it? So I'd need 1, 2, 3. I think I've only 3 lengths here. I don't think I'll get a 4-piece bridge in there. What we have, part 1, part 2, part 3. No, 3.5. Okay, I'll make my own version of a bridge. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. There's another one of my crawler hills. Not finished yet. Joins up with this one. Crawler comes along up here, up here, up here, up here, and down. These ones will go into my track in the garage. I'm going to build specific ones for this to go on top of this track. Well, thank you for watching. That went good. Happy. Always good feelings, good vibes when something goes well, and that went great. Very happy with that. So we're getting there. A little bit every day. I'll take a break tomorrow. I have to go and get some wood, so that's just sitting in the van. I get the lads in the wood place to throw a few lengths of wood in the back. We're only talking framework. We're not talking sheets of wood. And a few screws. Run out of screws as well. So that's it. And then we'll get back to it in a couple of days. Hope you enjoyed watching me do my way of doing a baseboard, my way of building this track, of changing this slotcar track around. Appreciate you guys watching. Greetings from myself, Harry, in Latvia.